college, you're still learning how to be a person. You're still becoming that person. It's just very hard with no guidance.
Some of us are starting school, some of us are finishing school, some of us are at the point of looking for our life partner, and we're kind of all over the place.
You're stepping into the unknown. You don't know what's yet to come.
Any decision we make, we could either make our life or break it, and it's really scary.
When October 7th happened, I felt very alienated and isolated because I felt the Jewish community was left by itself.
Some of my closest friends, not only were they, not really reaching out, they weren't really being supportive, they were, very much on the other side. And it was kind of an eye-opening experience for me.
There was a lot of anti-Semitism going on, a lot of protests going on. And thank God EMET had a place in St. John's for JSA. They were able to come in and speak with the students and help them out when they needed them, and just show that there's a safe place where these Jewish students can go.
I never really asked questions, and after meeting Rabbi Kraft, I began to ask questions. I really wanted to know more. He made me realize there's so much I know, but so much I don't know.
I never really thought much about my Judaism. That all changed when I got into my first EMET class.
As I started to see what it was all about, I'm like, okay, wait, this is something I can really stick by. So I started to come every week, ask questions, learn.
When students come to college, they're really at a crossroads in their life.
You have this window of opportunity where you can make a relationship with them, educate them, give them back their Jewish heritage, and have them, not just them, but their kids, grandkids, everybody, living a Jewish life for eternity.
EMET gives the students amazing role models, real Torah education, a real second chance to learn what Judaism is about, to see the relevance of Judaism in their lives.
When I first started at EMET, I really didn't think that I would be there for long term. I thought it would just be a fellowship in the fall or in the spring, and then I'd be done with them. But the EMET rabbis are so good at maintaining connections with their students. I'd get calls from different rabbis saying, hey, can you come to my house for Shabbat? And then another rabbi saying, oh, we're doing another Shabbaton. And I'd have to split myself 3 different ways to try to make all the Shabbatons. And that's really, I think, the strength of EMET, is that they maintain a longitudinal connections with their students.
We always say that the entire organization could run just for one person. And that's really what EMET stands on, that every single relationship is one-on-one.
EMET really helps us, connect with Judaism even after we've graduated the program. I've been out for about 2 years now, and Rabbi Musheyev still calls me and says, hey, you want to have a meeting?
It's just the environmental role of EMET. They always follow up. They're not just we helped you rise and now figure it out on your own. There's always somebody available to reach out, to call.
The 2 greatest vehicles of EMET's life-changing Jewish experiences are our Shabbatons and our trips. The Shabbatons are an experience where students spend Shabbat together away from their regular day-to-day life. And many students have kept their first Shabbat at an EMET Shabbaton.
When I first started going to Shabbatons, my first one was because of EMET, and I didn't keep Shabbat when I first started. I did try to keep it when I was there. I thought it would just be respectful, but because I was in a different environment and keeping it with people that also did keep Shabbat, I really got the feel of what Shabbat is really like, and it was amazing.
After my first Shabbaton with EMET, I started seriously considering what would it be like if I actually tried keeping Shabbat? What if I really made it a part of my lifestyle? So what I did was I messaged all my American friends, hey, I'm not gonna be answering my phone. I put my phone down. First time I tried it, it was, a little bit nerve-wracking. After I started changing the way I thought about it, you're not necessarily taking something away. You're allowing yourself to have this opportunity to disconnect from, the hustle and bustle of the world that stresses you out. I realized that that's what life was really about.
One time I went to a rabbi's home during the Shabbaton, and we were doing Havdalah. As he put the candle down, he took a sigh and he said, back to reality. And it for some reason hit me really hard. I didn't want to go back to reality because that Shabbat was so good for me. And the next week I tried keeping it for myself, and just from there on, I think it's been about a year since I started to fully keep it.
The EMET experience is taken to another level through the trips that EMET puts together.
The Poland trip is a very fascinating experience because it's an awakening. It allows a student to really have to confront who they are as Jews.
With my family being part of the Holocaust, you always think you know so much, but going on this trip, I really understood there's so much more that I really didn't know. It was truly a surreal experience and brought tears to my eyes, and it's something I'm always going to remember.
One of the trips I was fortunate to be a part of was the Orlando trip. In this trip, we were able to participate on very exciting experiences. That was also one of my first times learning Gemara. When I came back from the Orlando trip, that's one thing that I wanted to take upon myself, was to incorporate Jewish learning into my everyday life.
One of our students said so beautifully that EMET is a second chance. Students might not have had the opportunity to understand really what Judaism is in a deep way.
Now I keep so many things. I keep kosher fully, Shabbat, I pray every single day.
Since I've joined EMET, I've now started to pray every morning and every night before I go to sleep.
I now keep Shabbat and I keep kosher, and as I go through school, I try to find a minyan to pray with. Now I don't look at Judaism as something that I want to incorporate. Judaism is at the center of my life.
I was close to an atheist, and now I'm a practicing Jew. I wrap tefillin every morning. I try to keep Shabbat when I can. I go to shul during the holidays. I inspire others to practice Judaism, hold that identity.
EMET is life-changing. They've changed and impacted students' lives in so many ways. By changing their lives at such a young age, it will impact them for the rest of their life. And based off of what they're doing, they're inspiring people in their own personal lives, and it will just continue generation after generation.
EMET has inspired thousands of college students and young adults over the past 2 decades. However, we are not sitting back because we see a potential to reach so many more. In particular, in the next 5 to 10 years, there's an opportunity to scale up the work of EMET and make an even bigger impact than we've ever done before. This expansion and growth is only possible with our partners and visionaries who can help make this dream a reality. An investment in EMET today is not just an investment in one student. It's an investment that will ripple forward for future generations to come.